Hey everybody, I'm back again today with another video. It has been a long time. I did try and record a video not too long ago with Lady in it, and it was going okay. It was going to be this video actually, and my camera died in the middle of it, and I got really frustrated, and I didn't want to wait for it to charge. So I just ditched it and had to get over my little fit. So I'm back again today with my video, and this time I have a very grumpy Pippin. He's not in the best mood right now. I mean, I just fed him like a lot of mealworms. It's the first time I've had them in a while. So he got his treat, and I just let him explore around my room a little bit, and he tried climbing up something and ended up falling backwards, and I think it scared him a little bit, but he's in kind of a timid mood right now. But he'll be fine. I'm kind of breaking out a little bit too because I am allergic to him slightly, but I'll survive. So this video I'm a little sick too, so excuse that. So this video today is going to be about good pets for beginners who's just starting to take care of their animals on their own. And I mean, I have two great examples here today, but I'm going to go through like a very, very mild list of what you can get yourself started on. Pippin, why don't you come up here, buddy? But I'm going to get myself started with a little list. My lizard is like digging at the glass right now. She does that when she's kind of hungry, I think, so I'll give her some more crickets. But so yeah, anyways, I'll get started. The very first thing that I want to start with, I think, are leopard geckos, like Lady here. She is a great beginner pet because she requires very little upkeep, really. One main thing that you always have to make sure with leopard geckos, though, is that they are getting their vitamins, their vitamin D3 and their calcium. So you always want to dust your crickets with calcium and vitamin D3 before you feed them, so they are gaining their nutrients that way, because crickets don't have that. And you want to gut load your crickets or whatever you're feeding your reptile, so your lizard or whatever is getting as much nutrients as they possibly can through their food. But I will cover that in a completely different video about feeding my goodness, about feeding and taking care of leopard geckos. But that is my number one on the list. Is Lady has been the easiest pet I have had so far. It's very inexpensive. The crickets cost me about $2.50 a week. I buy about 12 to 20 of them from the pet store, and usually they die before I finish them, so it doesn't take much if that's the only animal you have that eats crickets. I don't buy that many because it's hard to make them last. And you always want to make sure you have food for your crickets, like an orange in there and some kind of water source. Fluker's has a lot of different things you can gut load your feeder insects with, so that's what I go with. But yeah, leopard geckos are great first animals. Another one, oh my goodness, Pippin is having like a heart attack. Another good one, I think, are hedgehogs. I know I lecture a lot about owning hedgehogs, and it is true. I don't believe that somebody should get a hedgehog if they want it because they're cute and they're fun to take pictures of, because that does get boring after a while, just getting a hedgehog out and taking pictures of them, because some people are too scared to even hold them, and they don't know that until they get them. I remember when I got my first hedgehog, I was terrified to hold her because she was more of an aggressive hedgehog, and I wasn't really that prepared for it. But eventually she warmed up to me and we were great. But yeah, hedgehogs are great because they don't take a lot of upkeep either. Like, they're very inexpensive to take care of. They are around $200 if you want to get one, though, so you have to be able to commit to purchasing one. But overall, I use reusable fleece pads that I just put in my washer, and I just wash them whenever they need to, about once a week or a little bit less than that sometimes. And So I don't spend any money on bedding after the first time I buy it. Food, I buy cat food. It's like $10 for a bag that lasts me months. So I never have to rebuy food that often, and when I do, I get coupons off it anyways. And then water, obviously, that's easy to come by. So really, hedgehogs are extremely easy to take care of. It's just more purchasing everything at once and then upkeeping it and making sure, what are you doing? And making sure you are taking care of them and giving them the attention they need. I would recommend being with your hedgehog about an hour a day if you can, because they need that social interaction to stay friendly. As you can see, Pippin is a little timid. It's because I haven't been able to get him out as often as I would like to recently, and I think it's affecting him a little bit. So I need to work on that a little bit more. Lady, oh my goodness, she wants to get out, I think. But yeah, I think hedgehogs are pretty good for beginners. More of a beginner, like if you don't want a reptile or something and you want something interesting that's not like a hamster or a rat, hedgehogs are really, really awesome. Sometimes they can be really difficult to come by though, and make sure they are legal to have in your state. Another good animal to get, as I was kind of mentioned before, are rats. Rats are one of my very favorite rodents. I've had one before. His name was Chambliss. He was more of my sister's rat, but he was just always around the family, so he was really fun to be around. We let him run around the house like a dog, and that's kind of what they act like. They are very, very friendly creatures. They're very intelligent, easy to take care of. Oh my gosh, you are going to give me rashes everywhere. Rats, you just have to buy their food, change their bedding, or use the reusable pads, as I said before, which is my favorite route. They are very, very friendly, and it's a really good companion animal too. And they're not as creepy as like other people make them out to be. I absolutely. What is your problem? It's like digging. He's in a grumpy mood. He's very grumpy. But people always make rats out to be creepy and scary and gross, and I absolutely love them. Stop it. And Chambliss was definitely my favorite rodent type animal that we've ever owned. He lived to be about 3 years old, maybe a little bit longer than that, which is kind of long for a rat too. And yeah, I highly recommend going that route. There are always plenty for adoption, and I would just look different adoption centers up online or go to your local humane society. But rats are a really good beginner animal to have. And most of the animals that I'm talking about today are from experience, from what I've had, because I don't want to talk about animals that I haven't had. But I might mention a few that I know fall under the beginner category and that I do know a little bit about or plan on getting, because I am nowhere near of an expert on anything other than I would say I know a lot about hedgehogs. That's about it. Another good example obviously is your hamsters. I'm having a hard time over here filming this video. Hamsters are great to have. They can be friendly and some can be aggressive. It's kind of either way. I've had aggressive ones and I've had really friendly ones. I've had some that have bitten me and drawn blood, but I would definitely go the rat route over the hamster route. But some people just can't get over the tail of the rat, so hamster's the way to go. They're fluffy and they can be friendly, and I would always just try and handle the hamster that you want to get before you get them and make sure it's the one for you. But again, that is another good beginner pet for a lot of the same reasons as the rat. Other than I know I wasn't able to let my hamster around the house and expect him to come back like I could my rat. That was what was really cool about having a rat. He would come back always. So he is not being a good example right now as to why he's a good beginner pet. Let me tell you that. You have to not be scared, I guess. You can't be scared of hedgehogs to have them. And also try and not be allergic to them, or like allergic to rodents and stuff. If you're allergic to things like hamsters and rats, you're probably allergic to hedgehogs, and I would try and go towards the reptile route, but I love them too much. I'm red everywhere. I have another good example on the reptile route that I actually am excited and plan on getting maybe around this summer or beginning of August is a corn snake. I've been wanting one really bad ever since I went job shadowing at a vet. Here's a picture of me and a corn snake named Cleo. She was a very large corn snake because she wasn't a baby or anything, but I'd probably go to a reptile expo and get one, not from a pet store, but from a credible breeder, because you don't really find corn snakes up for adoption typically, unless if I did find one, I'd get that one instead, obviously. But yeah, I think they are really cool. They seem to be extremely friendly and sociable. They aren't poisonous. They eat little tiny mice that you could buy frozen from your pet store or whatever, so you don't have to go with the live mice route, which I probably wouldn't. One reason for that is I wouldn't want the mouse to fight back and hurt my snake, and I just don't think it's very humane to watch a live mouse get eaten. I'm not really a fan of that. And plus they only eat whenever they're fully grown, like the one, or like bigger, like the one I was holding. They only eat once a week-ish, so that's not very hard to keep up with either. And yeah, they're really, really cool pets. They feel cool and cool to have around, and I'm just really, really excited to eventually get one of those. And I'll definitely make a video whenever it happens, but I think that that would be a great beginner pet to have. One so-called beginner pet that I want to address is the betta fish. I personally believe, this is just my own opinion, not like a fact or anything, but I don't think betta fish are the greatest beginner pets. I just wanted to put this out here in this video because we're talking about this, and I am not recommending this for anybody, especially with the experience that I've had with R2. If you guys have watched my previous videos about my betta fish and what I went through with him, I highly recommend not getting a betta fish as unless you actually know a lot about them, know about water, like the different chemicals going into it, how to test your water, set up your tank and the filter, the recommended size for your betta fish, which is about 10 gallons, is a happy betta's home. 2.5 gallons being the minimum, but recommended 10-gallon tank for a betta fish. And a lot of people they don't realize the work that it goes into having a betta fish and everything that they need. Some people think that you could just pour some water in a cup and keep them in there, and that is not okay. They sell at different pet stores these tiny little square things that say they're for betta fish, and it literally is awful. There's no way I could see myself keeping something like that in a little tank like that. It's awful. So keeping a betta fish is a lot harder than it appears, and I don't recommend getting one if you don't know what you're doing and you haven't researched it before. I'm still researching before I'm comfortable getting another one because it just killed me so much, seeing what my betta fish went through and how I couldn't do anything to help him. So yes, don't get a betta fish if you don't know enough about them. Oh my god, I see a cricket on the floor. Last night there was a cricket on the wall. Perks of living in a small room with a reptile who eats crickets. It just happens. It happens. I don't think I'm gonna live. I think I'm gonna die making this video. I don't think you guys understand how upset Pippin is right now. I don't know why. He's so grumpy. I think it's because he fell backwards off of something because he was trying to be an explorer and didn't go out his way. Here's some more Pippin. Oh my god, the cricket is getting closer. I'm gonna kill it if it comes any closer. One last animal that I wanted to talk about, or animals that I think are good, is your classic dogs and cats. Obviously, for beginners, dogs and cats, like, it could go either way. Again, like, you have to be able to afford it kind of thing. Like, I don't consider a beginner pet inexpensive. Like a hedgehog, they can be expensive, but I consider them like more easier to take care of, and it varies, like, if your animal has medical conditions or not, but I think dogs and cats are really good for people just in general, and like your average person can take care of a dog or a cat. Like dogs, you obviously have to pay for your vet bills and stuff like that, but they could be easygoing. I love them, and I think every single person should have a dog in their life. It changes your life, and obviously they're playful. They could be good with kids if you get the right kind of dog. Obviously, you want to get the dog that fits you and like what you need. But I think that there's a dog for everybody, which is why I think that it's good to put that in. Stop. I think that's why it's good to put it in the beginner category, because I think that there is a dog that does suit everybody. And the same thing goes for cats. I've never had a cat before, but I've been around a lot of them throughout my whole life, because I've been horseback riding a lot, and there's barn cats, and my friends have cats, and I love them all. And I've met mean cats, I've met nice cats. Like, there's cats with all different kinds of personalities, and just like dogs, I think that there's a cat for every person too. And they can be easy to take care of, like food and water, and they just kind of chill around. Usually, I mean, all cats are different, and then you have to pay for the vet bills. So, and you can always like adopt them too. There's always dogs and cats for adoption, which is what you should strive to go for. And that's obviously the cheaper route as well. But yeah, that's basically all I have today for this video. I'm pretty sure Pippin is pretty fed up too. I think he's getting all pooped out on me. He's getting to the point where if I move at all, he's starting to ball up on my lap. I think he just wants to go back to bed. Ow, Pippin! Oh my god, he's gonna make me trap him. Well, thank you guys for watching, and if you could leave suggestions in the comments below about what you want to see, any tips and stuff like that, anything you want me to improve on, I'd appreciate if you could give me a like and a subscribe, and I will see you guys next time, and hopefully I will continue making these videos a little bit better than I have lately. I'm trying to get on a better schedule here, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hey, you need to chill.